Yes, 7th class. Today we are going to recapitulate inside our earth. Yes, dear students, the earth, our homeland, is a dynamic planet. So it is constantly undergoing changes inside and outside. Have you ever wondered what lies in the interior of the earth? Or what is the earth made of? Yes, dear students, first of all, we will discuss the interior of the earth. Okay, students, have you noticed an onion or an egg also? Have you noticed? They are the exact, you can say, the shape of the earth. Just like an onion, the earth is made up of several concentric layers with one inside the other. Uppermost layer over the earth's surface is called the crust. Yes, crust is the first layer of the earth. It is the thinnest of all the layers. It is about 35 kilometer long, you can say. And on the continental masses, only 5 kilometers on the ocean floors. Means the length of this layer varies. The main mineral constituents of the constitutional mass are silica and aluminium. It is thus called Sial. Si for silica and Al for aluminium. The oceanic crust mainly consists of silica and magnesium. It is therefore called SIMA. Si for silica and Ma for magnesium. It is the outermost layer of the earth, you can say, on which we are able to stand. Just beneath the crust, it is mantle, and the length of the mantle is 2900 kilometer, but below the crust. The innermost layer is the core with a radius of about 3500 kilometer, and it is mainly made up of nickel and iron. That is called Fe. Nickel, Ni, and Fe, ferrous, that is iron. The center core has very high temperature and pressure. Now, I'm just highlight the features of the crust, mantle and core. Again recapitulating. Crust is the topmost layer, mantle is the middle layer, and crust is the topmost layer, mantle is the second layer, and core is the innermost layer of the earth. Now I'm again telling you about the length of the different layers. Crust near about 40 kilometer, mantle 2900 kilometer, and the core, it is of radius 3500 kilometer. Yes, dear students, the core is having very much high temperature. It is very difficult to, or you can say, the impossible to reach near the core. Mantle is in liquid form. As I've told you that in an egg, the outermost shell is of hard surface, or I just draw it here also, so it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, look. Look, this is a shape of egg. So outermost crust is hard. So you can, it's just like the similar like the crust. Next, it is in the mantle form. Second is mantle, and it is available in a liquid form. It's a liquid form. That is called mantle, and here it is crust, core. having very high temperature. Again, crust, mantle, core. Length of crust near about 40 km, mantle 2900 km, and core 3500 radius. Like this. Now next is the rocks and minerals. Okay. The earth crust is made up of various types of rocks. And the three major types are igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. Now listen students, these three definitions come in 1 mark. So igneous, they are the primary rocks and they are of two types, or maybe there will be a differentiate question also, that differentiate between igneous and sedimentary rocks, or the differentiate between igneous or metamorphic rocks. Third one, differentiate between sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. These three questions can be there in your exams, and it is maybe of 3 marks, and definitely from these three questions, one question will be there. Okay, now we are discussing about the igneous rocks. So these are the primary rocks. We called as the primary rocks. Why it is so? Because it is the first rock. So when the molten magma cools down, it becomes solid, and then rocks are formed, and that are called igneous rocks. These are also called primary rocks. These are the two types, intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks. Again, one important question may be come, that is differentiate between intrusive and extrusive rocks. So I am just going to discuss that answer. Intrusive rocks. When the molten magma cools down and solidifies inside the earth, so that is called intrusive rocks. And when the lava comes out on the earth's surface and solidifies, then it forms extrusive rocks. So examples can be there. I am just highlighting that. Extrusive rocks, basalt. The Deccan Plateau is made up of basalt rocks, and granite is an example of intrusive rocks. So 2 points can be written here, that when molten magma cools down inside the rocks, that is called intrusive rocks, and the example is Deccan Plateau or granite. And the extrusive, when molten magma cools down on the earth's surface, and the example is basalt. Okay. Now the sediments. Again, definition can be here from sediment. What do you understand by sediments? So the answer is, when rocks broken down into small fragments or particles, these are called sediments. So these sediments are transported and deposited from one place to another by wind and water. So wind and water are the two agents. These are the two agents which transport the sediments from one place to another. So these type of rocks are called sedimentary rocks. Means when the sediments, they are deposited to another place, then sedimentary rocks are formed. For example, again the example of the sedimentary rock, sandstone. It is the example of the sedimentary rocks. I am again discussing the definition of the sedimentary rocks. When the small sediments, they move transported with the help of water and air from one place to another, then the sedimentary rocks are formed. An example is sandstone. So sedimentary rocks is a second type of rocks. Earlier we have discussed about the igneous rocks. Second is the sedimentary rocks. Now igneous and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rocks due to high heat and pressure. You can say with the high heat and pressure, the sedimentary rocks are formed from igneous and sedimentary rocks. And the most important question of this chapter, that is the rock cycle. The second one is the uses of rocks. So I'm going to discuss the second one first of all, the uses of rocks. So the rocks, they are used for making roads, buildings, etc. And they are also in making tools, and many stone games are there. Still many students, they are habitual of playing such kind of stone games. For example, Pithu, Gitti, Stapu. Oh, I love to play Stapu. I think many of you students have already played this game, Stapu. And Pithu, that is also one of the favorite game of the students, isn't it? So, as I have told you about the two different important questions, what the uses of rocks. Second one, the rock cycle. What is rock cycle? Okay, here it is. The process of transformation of the rock from one to another is called the rock cycle. So these two questions can be there in 3 marks, means so you have to prepare that. Again I am telling you about the rock cycle. The process of transformation of the rock from one to another is called the rock cycle. For example, igneous rock changes into sedimentary rocks, and igneous and sedimentary rocks changes into metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks changes into sedimentary rocks due to the movement of sediments with the help of wind and water. And due to high heat and pressure, the igneous and sedimentary rocks, they change into metamorphic rocks. Again, due to high heat and pressure, the metamorphic rocks change into the form of molten magma, and then molten magma again cools down and solidifies into igneous rocks. So this is a process from the change of the from one rock to another, and this process always move on, and it doesn't took less time, it took many years, you can say thousands of years, to complete this process. So this is all for the day, and you have to revise the questions again. I am telling you what is the rock cycle, different uses of rocks, differentiate between igneous and sedimentary. Second one, sedimentary into metamorphic, and igneous and metamorphic. Then different layers of earth, their length, their name. Okay, you have to tell that. So you have to revise that only, and rest we'll do in our next video. Okay, up to that you have to revise these questions again.